Been a broader recall of faulty airbags, those airbags that have been linked to deaths and injuries across the U.S. Well, questions over a new recall led to this exchange.
We are deeply sorry about each of the reported instances in which a Takata airbag has not performed as designed.
Do you agree or disagree with NHTSA's call for a nationwide recall, Mr. Shimoza?
Senator, it's hard for me to answer yes or no, so if you allow me...
It is not hard for you to answer yes or no.
I want to bring in Lauren Fick. She's an automotive industry analyst, and she's live with us from Buffalo. So what, Lauren, do you have like a helicopter? How did you manage to get from your home to that studio in Buffalo? What's your story?
Snow tires. I have all-wheel drive and snow tires. I can get anywhere.
Oh, fantastic. All right, and folks can find out which ones when they go to laurenfix.com. All right, let's talk about these airbags. We're talking about a nationwide recall that's being recommended because of this kind of shrapnel, these pieces, these fragments that go flying as the airbag opens up in an emergency. So should there be that kind of widespread recall, and should it have happened a long time ago? What's going on here?
It should have happened a long time ago, Fred. The truth is, NHTSA has been asleep at the wheel from the GM ignition switch all the way to these Takata airbags. They knew there was a problem. We have 5 deaths. There are over 20 class action lawsuits out there right now. And with 16 million cars worldwide, and there have been deaths in Malaysia and some of the other more humid countries, and 10 million cars that are affected by this here in the U.S., there needs to be a nationwide recall because cars move. If you have a car from 2002, there's no way that that car has always stayed in Montana. The fact is cars move all over the place because dealers buy and sell. They go to auctions, then they buy and sell. So, and besides, people move. So with all those potential factors, and there is humidity in many areas of the country, not just Florida and Georgia and Alabama, this puts a lot of consumers, a lot of drivers, both driver and passenger, at some serious risk.
Well, that does seem to be the common denominator. At least that's the evidence that's being presented. But even in all these tests that take place before something is installed in a vehicle, does this mean that never on any occasion was there shrapnel or these pieces that would go flying when in a dummy test, for example, the airbags were dispensed?
Well, what we're finding is, and they still can't find the exact cause of why we're at risk here, but what we're finding so far is this has not happened in the past. Airbags have been around for since the 80s. So now that we're finding what's the problem is, it's entirely possible, and I'm only speculating on this, that it has to do with dollars and cents. Cutting corners, maybe using something that wasn't as expensive in order to create the same airbags. That we're not sure of, and we won't know that till we get our hands on the paperwork from Takata, which oddly, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration is not demanding. I'll tell you what they did to GM, and they ran them through the coals, and they got all their paperwork and all their emails. They should be doing the same exact thing to Takata. We need to find out why this is happening and why consumers are at risk. I mean, they had a woman at the Senate panel, the story that you had in the last hour, her telling what happened when her airbag deployed was so upsetting. To think about, this could happen to anybody, and a fender bender, that's really serious, and it puts a lot of people at risk with how many accidents that fender benders happen every day. We all know someone that has it happen. But to take a chance of an airbag deploying and could potentially kill you or a passenger, that's very serious. And that's why NHTSA's in place.
Yeah, her story was very moving, but it also, you could see how emotional she was knowing how it could have been worse. It did cause that problem in her, kind of sinus area, but, that kind of shrapnel could have caused something much more lethal. All right, Lauren Fick, thanks so much from Buffalo. All right, next, we're going to see more of where Lauren lives there in Buffalo and the conditions that she got through in order to make it to that live shot. People there say they have never seen anything like it. The city blasted by storms that have left 13 people dead and a year's worth of that snow on the ground, all in a matter of days. But first, in today's